Yo, what's up, guys? I just want to do a quick recap on the Notre Dame game against Florida State tonight. So I'm gonna keep it real simple, real quick. I'm gonna give you what I saw we did well, what I saw we did bad, and what we need to improve because there was a lot of stuff that happened in this game tonight, and it was a lot closer than it should have been. I can say that. Um, I guess we'll start off with the very good Jack Cohn. If you don't know, he's the senior transfer from Wisconsin. He played very well for his first game. He had 366 yards, 4 touchdowns. He did have one interception, but that was like it was a hail mary at the end of the game. It doesn't really count. It's a stat, but I don't count it. He pretty much had a perfect game. He did have a lot of drops, which I'll bring that up in a minute. Um, we played the pass actually very well, even though we gave up that one long bomb. Um, we played the pass pretty well. Now, granted, they didn't really throw too much as a team. Florida State only threw 178 yards between. Oops, oops, my bad. Uh, that's the highlights. So yeah, as a team, they only threw 178 yards between two people, which is very good. That's a very good defensive game. Um, Defending the pass. Defensively, we were getting after them. We were, especially in the first half, we were really getting after Jordan Travis. Um, we can. It was very apparent very early on um, that kid he was he was not ready for this game. I can tell you that. Sorry. Um, so yeah, that's pretty much the good I can take out of it. We had a very good passing attack. Jack Cohn played well, especially the guy we had at receiver, Michael Meyer. He had 120 yards receiving tonight on 9 catches and a touchdown. It's very good. Looking at the stats here, we're very balanced. Kevin Austin had 91 yards. Kyle Williams had 83 yards. Um, and we had a few other guys: Lindsey, Wilkins, Tyree. Um, I mean, um, everyone touched the ball a little bit, which is good in the passing game. Um, to get to the bat, it seemed like it was like maybe like second quarter so through the rest of the game, we we cannot stop the run. We're very I don't know if we're small or we're just not physical enough because or the personnel thing. I don't know because it seemed like every time they were running the ball, they were getting 5 6 yards up the middle, or they were breaking the outside. And that guy they have a running back, Florida State, Corbin destroyed us, man. Like he had 144 yards on 15 carries. Like it's like and he's the one that had that long touchdown run in the first half. It's like we had no answer for him. I think because I think we got so focused on stopping Travis because we knew we could stop him because he really was not doing much. Um, I think we kind of let our guard down and we kind of underestimated just um, how potent of a running attack they have because it wasn't just him; it was also Trayson Ward. He had 11 carries for 76 yards. They both scored, so I have to give it up to their offensive line. But that's also the bad for us because um, later in the year, we're gonna play. I mean, I'm not saying Florida State's bad, but we're going to play better teams than Florida State, with better O lines, better running backs. Um, so that is a concern, especially right here, September 25th, which will be Game 4 for us. Um, I'm looking at that game because we have Toledo and then Purdue. Those should be we should win those pretty convincingly. The Wisconsin game concerns me because even though it's a home game, is it the home game? Uh, yeah, it's a home game. It's a home game for us, but Wisconsin has always been known as a power running team. Every year, they always have some of the best O linemen in the country. They always have a Heisman level running back, which is very concerning because I mean, just I don't know, man. I'm looking at a few of these games. We play a lot of teams with really good running backs, or and also teams that are known for running the football very well. So that does concern me. Not 100%. I'd say right now it's like a 40%. Say about 40% concern because we do have time to fix this. Like I said, we do have Toledo and Purdue. I mean, we should win those, and they're at home. Um, then that'll be our next test. So we'll see what that happens. Um, also, um, for us offensively, we did not run the ball enough. Um, I was telling you we had about Jack Cohn. Jack Cohn played a perfect game. He did everything that you can expect from him. On the ground, we did nothing. As a team, we only had 65 yards rushing between four people, well, three people, two people actually. Sack, I don't count sacks. That's a stupid stat. How do you lose rushing yards because of a sack? I don't like how they count that stat. But anyway, they really didn't do anything on the ground, which hurt us late in the game because on short down situations, instead of just running the rock, we're running bootlegs and short passes, and it's like if we had a better running game, they don't even come. They're not even in the game. None of this even happens. It doesn't come down to any of this, which is another thing. It's weird. We didn't really run the ball well, and we really didn't stop the run, which is a concern because, like I said, especially when you start getting these big leads on teams. If you do get a big lead, you got to be able to run the clock, get yardage, get first downs, run the clock. And we didn't do that tonight. Like I said, it's a long season. It's only week one. I mean, we were tested, and we passed the test. So I'm happy for that. I can't be mad at it. They played with guts and heart, which is a positive. They could have easily folded at the end of the game, but they made stops and plays down the stretch to win the game. Like I said, it shouldn't have come down to that because they were up 18 in the fourth quarter. But things happen. Teams make runs and stuff, and adjustments happen. And sometimes just the momentum carries you, especially in college football. The momentum can really swing in a hurry, and that's what happened. Especially when they threw in Mackenzie Milton. And then that really flipped the game because at the time, Travis really wasn't doing a whole lot. And we had just knocked him down. I think it was an incomplete pass, but because of the helmet rule, he took him out for a game, and then McKenzie threw that one pass, and the rest is history. They never threw him back in the game. He made the right choice. I wouldn't take him out the game at that point. He had the hot hand. But yeah, and then like I said, things we need to improve. It pretty much goes into the negative. What we need to improve. We need to improve on the offense and the defensive line. We got a run defense better. We gotta run offensively better. Um, we gotta we gotta make better adjustments later in the game because, like I said, when we was up 18, I was when they had got down inside the five and they went to the fourth quarter. I was a little concerned, a little bit, because the previous drive was not the it wasn't the greatest of drives if I remember, and we had to punt and they went down the field, but that was when McKenzie came in. So, you know, that we need to work on. And I guess just being, I don't know. That's the only thing I really right at least right now that I can take away from the game that we need to improve. Um, he's got to work better on the lines, you know. But I mean, I have faith in him because Brian Kelly, that's like his specialty, like offensive and defensive lineman. He's a very physical minded coach. You know what I mean? So he'll get that right. I believe he'll get that right. He'll get that fixed up, especially in 3 weeks time. I think that should be more than enough time to wrinkle out the kinks and get the guys on the same page. Um, so yeah, um, just looking at this real quick, our schedule. Um, I kind of glanced at the schedule. Excuse me, sorry. I kind of glanced at the schedule a little bit a few days ago. On paper, before this game, I believe we could go undefeated. I think there's no reason why we shouldn't go undefeated. Now, if you base it off tonight's game, it's a little concerning because, like I said, the Wisconsin matchup, and then there's you got the USC, North Carolina runs well. You got Stanford, so this loads up. You got a few other teams, like I said, which will give us. I mean, none of these are givens, but I believe we're, for the most part, we have more talent than every team left on the schedule. That I 100% believe in. Especially with Jack Cohn. Now, the only thing I can say with Cohn is he's going to have to do a lot more. Cause to be fair, he has a higher grade of talent. I wouldn't say better, but like the guys that came out of high school that's going to Notre Dame, a lot of them guys will rank higher than the guys he had at Wisconsin. Now that doesn't matter a whole lot because you still got to go out there and play. But I think he'll be asked to do a lot more because not only is he's a transfer senior, so he has plenty of experience and playing time, and he's won plenty of games. But the thing is, from what I've seen, like the running if the running game doesn't pick up, he's going to do this every week. Go for 350, 400 yards and throw 4 or 5 touchdowns every game. But that's not going to work if defenses get better and better. They go down the city because they got Wisconsin. Like I said, Wisconsin, Virginia Tech looked good from their game that I saw. North Carolina, even though they lost, I believe they'll be a formidable foe. And then you always have the Navy game, that spread option. That's a toughie. Georgia Tech. Did Georgia Tech still run the spread? I mean, not the spread. Did I say Navy runs the spread? Navy runs the option, the triple option. I think Georgia Tech still runs the triple option. I think, which that's the worst thing. I like watching it happen. I like in the video game. I like playing that offense. But when they're playing against my team, I hate watching it, man. This stuff is so. It's so tricky, and it's like you really can't scheme against it. You know what I mean? You always have to stay in your lane, and you just gotta play your assignment. There's no real way to beat the option. And then you got Stanford to end it. So, I mean, from the schedule we're looking at, I believe we'll win every game. We'll be favored to win every game. That's no doubt. It's just those few concerns I've seen from this game. Dang, I said I was gonna make this quick. It's going on 15 minutes. I think Florida State will get better, but they have a tough decision though. I when I heard about him transferring, Mackenzie Melton, I forgot about the injury he had a couple years ago. But I think that's why he didn't start. But I totally forgot until they threw him in the game. I was like, oh, I forgot he was on the team. And you know, it's a very good story, feel good story. Um, it would have been nice if he won, but I'm I'm happy they didn't win. But yeah, honestly, see, it's tough because he hasn't played in 2 years. So that's the main reason why Travis was the starter. But that kid doesn't look. That kid doesn't, especially early on. Like he got a little bit more comfortable with the game went on, but in the beginning he was missing some bad throws and he was running for his life in the first half. So I don't know. Um, their schedule. They got Jacksonville State next. That's the warm up. He has UMass later on down the schedule, but like if that I don't know how long that kid's going to be in the starting lineup because you got Wake Forest, Louisville, Syracuse. I mean, those games aren't cupcakes. I mean, this ain't Florida State of like 2014. And then you got they got North Carolina, and then you have the UMass game after that. But they got after Jacksonville State, they got 4 games in a row where it can go either way, for real. To be honest, then you got Clemson, NC State, Miami, Boston College, Florida. It's like, I mean, the kid's he's on a short leash, in my opinion. Um, like that, he gets like I said, he's part for me. I'd give him to that North Carolina game to see what he can do. And then if he's not performing, you throw him McKenzie because McKenzie will give you the best shot to win. Now uh, he had a good game for what he played because he just got thrown in. No one expected him to play. Um, if he doesn't get knocked out, if Travis doesn't get his helmet knocked off, I don't think he touches the floor unless the game got really bad. You know what I mean? So yeah, that's my thoughts. Notre Dame 41, uh, Florida State 38. It was a very close game, um, which is what I pretty much expected. I wasn't surprised when they got up 18, but yeah, I think it was a good opening week. It's been a good opening weekend for college football. This was a very good game, entertaining. There's a lot of dramatics, a lot of theatrics. Not really theatrics. Just more like very good moments of football. You know what I mean? Um, but yeah, those are my thoughts on the game, week one. Um, yeah, I guess if I do get a chance on next this Saturday, yeah, this Saturday because it's Monday. If I get a chance, I'll catch the Toledo game, try to catch it, and try to do another recap. I don't know, but yeah, that's my thoughts. Thank you for watching, and yeah, go Irish.